The identity of Jesus is one of the most significant theological differences between Christianity and Islam. While Christians revere Jesus as the Son of God and a central figure in their faith, Muslims view Jesus, known as Isa in Islam, as a revered prophet but firmly reject the notion of his divinity. This divergence arises from fundamental differences in scriptural interpretation, theological emphasis, and religious philosophy. Let's explore the reasons behind these contrasting perspectives. The Christian perspective: Jesus as the Son of God. Christianity's understanding of Jesus as the Son of God is deeply rooted in the New Testament. Key passages, such as John chapter 3 verse 16, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son," explicitly describe Jesus as divine. Christians believe that Jesus' life, death, and resurrection fulfill Old Testament prophecies about the Messiah and provide a pathway to salvation for humanity. The New Testament portrays Jesus performing miracles, forgiving sins, and claiming unity with God. "I and the Father are one," John chapter 10 verse 30. These actions, in Christian theology, affirm his divine nature. Central to Christianity is the belief in the Trinity, God as Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Jesus, as the Son, is seen as fully divine and fully human, a concept encapsulated in the Nicene Creed. Christians believe that Jesus' sacrifice on the cross was necessary to atone for humanity's sins. His divine nature is seen as essential for this redemptive act to have universal significance. Early Christian councils, such as the Council of Nicaea, 325 CE, formalized the belief in Jesus' divinity. These theological debates shaped the Christian understanding of Jesus as the Son of God. The Islamic perspective: Jesus as a prophet. Islam acknowledges Jesus as an important figure but places him within the framework of prophethood, not divinity. The Quran, Islam's holy book, mentions Jesus numerous times, emphasizing his miraculous birth, his prophetic mission, and his role as a servant of God. Central to Islam is the concept of Tawhid, the absolute oneness of God. Associating partners or equals with God, known as shirk, is considered the gravest sin. For Muslims, the idea of Jesus as the Son of God contradicts this core principle. The Quran explicitly denies Jesus' divinity. They say, "The Most Merciful has taken a son. You have done an atrocious thing." Quran 19-88-92. Instead, Jesus is described as a prophet who delivered God's message to the Israelites. In Islam, prophets are humans chosen by God to guide their communities. While Jesus is regarded as one of the greatest prophets, along with figures like Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Muhammad, he is not seen as divine. Islam teaches that Jesus was not crucified but was instead raised to heaven by God, Quran 4-157,158. This belief further separates Islamic and Christian narratives about Jesus' role in salvation. Key differences in approach: Christians see Jesus' relationship with God as unique, characterized by unity and shared essence. Muslims view this relationship as one of servitude and submission, consistent with all prophets. While the Bible is the foundation of Christian belief in Jesus' divinity, Muslims believe that the Bible has been altered over time and that the Quran restores the original, uncorrupted message of God. Christianity emphasizes grace and redemption through Jesus, while Islam focuses on strict monotheism, human accountability, and submission to God's will. Common ground. Despite these differences, Islam and Christianity share some beliefs about Jesus: his miraculous birth to the Virgin Mary, Maryam in Islam; his ability to perform miracles, granted by God; his role as the Messiah, though interpreted differently; his eventual return before the Day of Judgment, a belief held in both traditions. Conclusion: the differing views of Jesus in Christianity and Islam stem from foundational theological principles and scriptural interpretations unique to each faith. For Christians, Jesus' divinity is central to their understanding of salvation and God's nature. For Muslims, Jesus' prophethood reaffirms the oneness of God and the continuity of divine guidance. Understanding these perspectives fosters mutual respect and provides an opportunity for meaningful interfaith dialogue.